Hi, everybody. Monday on Astral Oracles. March 17th, Sunday, March 17th, the Grace will be joining us. And I hope you will too. I look forward to that. And then I'm going to channel the Elohim in a moment. And we're looking into pain on the spiritual path. And it's just worthwhile noticing that pain seems to have a signature of making things real for us. So there is, of course, that element of the fact that we just appreciate things that we've worked hard for, or we feel we've sacrificed for, that we somehow had to pay for in through painful experience. And there is also the idea that often we feel that the dreams or things that come too easy to us, or fantasies, their exact distinction from ordinary experience are that they're too good to be true. And how we bring ourselves out of that is that we pinch ourselves, so add a little pain, and then we know that reality is in place, and as it is as it's supposed to be. So we could even add that a challenge for us relating to these higher etheric and astral beings, and their challenge in relating to us, is that they don't really understand that sense of being locked in a temporal space where pain and negative contrast and contrast experience seems so overwhelming, because it's replacing each other. And so that waviness to them is kind of strange, because they exist in what to us appears as more fantasy-like realms, where, like, these interplays of dark and light, of nuance, of pain and pleasure, they are interconnected, and they don't register one replacing the other, but they kind of register simultaneously. And that means that it isn't, it isn't, it might be painful in the sense that it has the emotional richness to it, but it's not unpleasant as such. And that's often very hard for us to understand about each other, like this experience of whether or not we are identified with the emotions and changes that run through us, or whether or not we're seeing it from the outside. And perhaps the tightrope that we're walking as human beings is kind of not to get lost in one or the other. So with that, let's turn it over to the Elohim, and I send you much love out there. The light that we shower down from unseen realms of illumination into these worlds down here, adding life to them. This light, it is love. It is as unseen as the rays that give life force to all that grows, and yet it is there, adding the same life force to things. So greetings, dear human beings. and blessings, my heartfelt appreciation for your presence with me this day. I am Absma of the beings you know as the Elohim. ABSMAR is my name. I greet you from these realms of infinite light, and I bring love to you in this instance. See, love too is a waveform. Much like light, it is dependent on or hemmed in by certain laws of nature, certain ranges of vibration that it can move within. And you understand this with light. You understand that it expresses itself and is reflected on different frequencies of vibration, and this generates your physical experience of it, as well as many other measurable activities light has. It also means that you are attuned to the changing watch of day and night. This too is a wave that you exist in. And you are aware that searing light and a sun that never sets is almost as disheartening, as hellish, as experiencing a reality where the sun never rises and dark is with you also from dawn to dusk. So realize that it is the waves you exist in that temper and balance your constitution. It is the same with these emotions. Often you pine for the presence of certain intensities, like you long for the soothing atmosphere of that tropical beach in your inner landscape. Well, in that way you also long ostensibly for these pleasant states of emotion, these balanced and tempered states of happiness, belonging, connection, appreciation, joy and fulfillment. This is the emotional equal to that idea of the tropical beach, of the pleasant atmosphere that remains stable and never changes. Yet you are aware that this tempered and evened out way of being is not something that you could sustain or would perhaps even want to. Understand that as soon as you achieve this equilibrium, there is an imbalance introduced. Who brings this forward, if not yourself? You are looking for effort in this life. And if you can't find it, you'll create it for yourself. So love too is a wave that rolls in and out from unseen realms, sometimes lifting you up into a pleasant, tropical, good feeling reality. Sometimes pushing you out into a piercing, jolting, bad feeling reality. But you enjoy the effort, then. You enjoy this confrontation with something that is beyond your preference setting. So it is also this idea that you do not necessarily know what you want. And this is often why human beings then come to us asking for their purpose. Notice that your purpose and your preference, what you want and what you should really be doing, always stands out when you are under pressure in ways that they do not when life is allowed for in all its ease and effortlessness. We are yet to encounter any sentient beings across the galaxies who do not have this movement within them. And with movement there is exertion, there is effort, and there is exuberance. There is the admirable action undertaken under the crushing weight of reality itself. Life is something that opposes entropy, that puts itself forward against it, and that creates in this rebellion of vitality against the crushing forces and orders of the universe. In this great swan song that is the life lived across countless worlds of the universe, there is always the attempt to surmount what resists, to take it in and transform it, and thereby living systems become something that can contain more and more contradiction, can contain more and more destruction, more and more of that pain which is the force that presses it onward into life. It can take this in and it can use it for sustainable balances. So notice that your biological systems are already very advanced in that they can run a shelter for many, many, many other bacteria and other helpful life forms that sustain the health of the organism. And it can break down and reorder complex molecules in order to sustain and build the body. So within you, you already have a furnace of life that runs on the process of destruction. And so pain is not just unpleasantness, and it might seem as something that you wish to get away from. See then that this is actually propulsion. So pain is the emotional residue that your heart's combustion engine produces in these tightenings and releases that run the organism, much as the combustion engine has that point of pressure and the explosion underpinning its constant drive forward. In this way, you are fueled, and the more stuck you feel at the moment or in your spiritual process, the more you feel you are forced to stand still as you take stock of your inner reality and the unwanted experiences around you. The more you are stopping to refuel, the more you find yourself harboring and taking in ballast, provisions, fuel, and cargo for a new and longer journey. So pain, change, and destruction to us, we great creator beings, and I, Absma, who have designed many worlds and home systems to be grown in time and space, many organic experiments. To us, this pain is a type of pressure point, and not unlike the pearls that are grown around the small point of irritation, the grain of sand. Then too, we grow this magnificent shell of light, this translucent sphere of beauty around tight pressure points. The more you contain while still being here, and when you are alive, you are containing reality. the more you do that, the more beauty you are adding to the totality of reality. And so many of you who feel that you may be dislocated or taking out of the humdrum of life, of more ordinary companionship, of the presence of human beings and your place in life. Well, as you feel removed from all these roles and places, know that you are adding to the dimensions of human experience, and you are growing the circumference of the human soul, this world soul. It contains all the precious pains and preciousness of all human life ever lived. And this is a gift that is seen by all beings across time and space, who learn from you as you learn from us. Therefore I, Absma of the Elohim, I ask you not to despair. Rejoice. In the experience and its very passing, as we rejoice in seeing you move into eternal life. Our love to you, dear human beings, our blessings and our gratitude. Farewell. I hope that reached you well. Much love, guys.